I'm trying to find um, for character development and acting. For example, I'll just try to find there's a character that I like in the book, The Catcher in the Rye, Holden Caulfield, and I've been trying to find the character for a while now. So I'm just gonna do that on camera to show everyone how I would develop a character. So a director would want to see a range of emotion that you can pull off. When a director asks if you can pull it off, what he means is, have you been practicing it? Have you been giving focus and time into those emotions? Um, let's say if Holden is really down, how would his body posture be like? Um, is he like really down on himself, or is he kind of slightly, but he still has a sense of optimism? Um, how much do you want to bring that into the character? Um, and then when he's angry, how angry? How angry does he get? Does he get really, really angry, or does he get like slightly angry but in control? Like, I'm mad at you, as opposed to I'm very angry, where the whole body just breaks, right? Everything just breaks, and he is at a point of losing control. Or is he in control, and he just uses words where he's just like, I'm very angry, I'm very upset. Um, and then when he's excited, so going through the range of just his basic self, or when he's really down, when he's really angry. Let's go excited, and then just how is he normally? So when he's excited, is he really excited? Or is he really reserved excited, where he's like, I'm excited, and he's really reserved about it? So that's the part where the actor develops it for the director, whatever's on the script and in the book, if it happens to be a book. How I develop that character, I don't, um, I don't study acting I study it for myself because I like acting. I would love to go into acting, but I've never taken a professional acting class. So I'm creating my own rules, basically. I'm creating my own rules. Um, from what I know of acting, I took animation of acting. It's basically um, I don't know. See, I don't study acting, so I don't know the principles of acting. I don't know. If I did, I can make it my own, but I don't. So I'm going based on just raw talent. And what does that even mean to me? I don't even know what that means for acting. Like, what is raw talent in acting? I guess raw talent is how how you research, how you research. So what is talent is um what is your research ability? How well do you research? I think that's what talent is. Some people research really well in this area, but not in this area, but not in this area. So where does your talent fall if you rely on raw talent? Um, My raw talent is I bring experience, my own experience, not professional experience, my own experience as being alive. I bring that and I humanize my character. So let's say I like to eat at McDonald's. I would bring that in. I like to play video games. I like to play chess, right? You know, if it's chess, I bring that in. If it's Marvel figures, I'll bring that into my character and develop that. Um, so my talent is bringing my own experiences into developing the character to make it human, make the character as human as possible. So, for example, how I would do that is, let's say Holden Caulfield really likes Tony Stark and really likes chess, and just for an example, I'll just not be in the mood to play chess, and I'll not be in the mood. Um, I'm so not in the mood that I don't even like my favorite character, Tony Stark. So it'll be something like, well, I just don't want to play chess today. What's how's that a sin? I just don't want to play chess. And Tony Stark is not my favorite character. I'm just maybe it's the time of maybe it's that time of month. I'm just maybe I'm over Tony Stark. I'm not over Tony Stark. so so I bring humor. So I'm a very humorous person. I like humor. So I always bring humor into my characters. So I'll be like, maybe I'm just not a fan of Tony Stark anymore. Maybe I've outgrown Tony Stark. No, 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 no. So I bring that experience into my acting. Yeah. So my talent, I say my raw talent is I bring. That's why I like living. I like living a lot so that I can bring that into my art. So when you don't have enough experience as a person, you're very limited in your art. You don't have a palette to work with. I see experience as a palette. You're very humorous. You've traveled a lot. You read a lot. You play chess a lot. You like Marvel. You like Tony Stark. Those are experiences. It's like a palette, and you can paint that into your art. Um, say these reference intelligence, right? Playing chess and Tony Stark is very smart. He's a genius. I can play with that. That's a that's a oil paint that I can play with. I can move it this way. I can move it that way. How do I play with intelligence? I happen to play with it with humor. It's like, oh, I'm not that smart, but I am. But I'm not that smart, but I am. But I'm not that smart, but I am. So I'm very humorous about what I like, my experience. I'm very humorous about intelligence. This just happens to be the prop that I'm using. Um, let's say I randomly bought this pencil at Target. That's an experience, right? You go to Target just like anyone else, right? Holden Caulfield can go to Target just like anyone else, right? How do you humanize that? How do you humanize that character? How do you make him so relatable it hurts? It's so relatable. That character is so relatable. Even though you have to be very out in acting, you have to take on the screen. You have to really take on the screen. You can't be so subtle that um that you get washed out by the whole film. Like you see people in the film, the movie is bigger than the character. The movie itself is bigger than the character. You don't want that. You want the character to be Like say Batman, The Dark Knight, the Joker was bigger than the movie. The Joker was bigger than the movie. That's what you want. That's an Oscar winner. When the character is bigger than the movie, it transcends the movie. Say The Martian. Um, that character is bigger than the movie. You don't watch that movie and go, The Martian. No, you watch it because that character is so relatable and so that character stands out from the movie. Understand? So for Holden Caulfield, I have all these ideas. I go to Target and I buy the same pencils as everyone else. But how do I make that big on screen? Yes, it's relatable, but that's not enough, right? That's where professional acting comes into play that I don't have. Um, so how do I? So what is professional acting? Is making yourself big, even if you're subtle. How do you make that big? That's what acting is. How do you make something very subtle big? My answer is I don't know. Based on just raw talent, I would make it even more subtle. It's so subtle that it stands out. Meaning, you do what you're not supposed to do. When you do what you're not supposed to do, it stands out. When anytime you see someone doing something they're not supposed to be doing, it stands out like a sore thumb. It stands out. So in acting, you're supposed to be so big on screen that you stand out, and you're not supposed to be too subtle that you get washed out. Well, I would make it even more subtle. I would just be like, oh my gosh, I went to Target the other day and I got this pencil. It's probably the best pencil in the world. It's so subtle you probably missed it. And when the scene goes by, you're like, what just happened? Right? And throughout the whole movie, you're like, where are the subtleties? Now you're looking for it. And now you transcend the movie. You're bigger than the movie because the audience is looking for you and not the movie. Like, when is he doing that subtle thing again? When is he doing that again? So I'll try it again. And I'll try to make it seamless. I'll try to make it seamless where you won't even notice when I'm showing you it or not. All right. So cold. It was cold the other day too, and it's cold today. But I got my jacket on. But I think yesterday and today was cold. It's so subtle you don't even notice it. I don't know why I do that. I don't know how I came to doing that. I haven't breaking down my my techniques. I haven't you know looked into it yet because I'm still new to acting. I love acting. I love acting. But my thing is make it so subtle that audiences will always look for it. Cause that's just something you're not supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to make it subtle when you're acting. They teach you to be flamboyant, to be big. You're not supposed to be subtle. So that's a technique I'm working on. Um, I don't know the details of it yet, but I know it kind of works. I know it kind of works. Well, for me. But yeah, in acting, you're supposed to be big. And by doing what you're not supposed to be doing is really big. In my estimation, when you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, that's big, especially when it's on screen. That's big. You're not supposed to be that subtle. You're not supposed to. So I think it's the same. I think it's the same. So I'll try to do a big one and make it subtle. Right? Oh my gosh, that scared me. It's like that. So I try to make even that big jump subtle. I don't know. I'm working with it. I still like. Remember, professionals are professionals for a reason, and you go to the movies for a reason. They're really good at what they do. So I still like the, you know, but I still like my. It's cold outside. Subtlety. So I don't know where I'm working. I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's something I'm working on.